Hello, my friends. Today's video is about the art of becoming fluent in homemaking. So this was a thought that I had this past week, and the thing that we want is we want to be really good at homemaking, and so that it's second nature, like being fluent in a language, so that it's second nature. But the way you become fluent in a language is you begin by learning one word, a couple of words, a little sentence, a couple of adjectives and verbs. And it takes a while to even learn the words and the structure. And then once you get that down, you practice and you practice and you practice. And immersion is probably the very best way, which means that you are putting yourself in a situation where everyone around you speaks that language. And that's how you become really fluent in a language. Well, that's the way you become really fluent at homemaking. So if you want this to flow, you want this to be second nature, then number one, we have to remember one thing. The dripping of water wears away stone. So it's the little things that we do over and over and over again. We practice and we practice our routines, our zones, our basic weekly plan. But we can't do the basic weekly plan and the zones until we've got the routines down. So that's like our basic language. And then we can't do the more advanced things. Then we can start doing the more advanced things rather. So then you can build on that with your basic weekly plan. And once you've got your basic weekly plan in place, then you add the zones. And that's when you do that on a regular basis. You follow a plan, you put it in your planner, you follow your plan, and practice it every single solitary day without exception. If you want to become fluent in homemaking, that's how you do it. If you work outside the home, if you work inside the home, it doesn't matter. If you're a full-time homemaker, part-time homemaker, part-time worker, or full-time worker, it doesn't matter. We're all homemakers at heart. And so we're going to have to practice our craft every single day. So people who work full-time, they're going to be working on their routines during the week, maybe a little bit of basic weekly plan. And then on Saturday, they're going to do their zones and their weekly home blessing hour and their planning and desk day. During the week, they'll do their errand day and they'll do their car and purse day, because those are things you can order in advance for your groceries and pick them up on the way home, or you can have them, that you can delegate that to one of your family members, but you don't really want to take the time to stop and shop because you have to take care of your home. You have to get home and do those things. So even though it might be fun to stop and shop, we have responsibilities at home that we need to take care of. So take advantage of things where you can. So that's how you become fluent in homemaking. So let's talk about other things that have to do with homemaking. Some of those things are discipline. Discipline of yourself, discipline of your children. That again takes a plan and it takes practice. And consistency is the game changer here. Consistency. So if you are, let's go back to picking up groceries and how that takes time away from what you're doing at home. If you're doing that, and I say order your groceries and pick them up curbside or have them delivered to your trunk or whatever it is, and you say, well, yeah, but I want to pick out my own fruit, because that's what I said in the beginning. You know what you'll discover? Picking out your own fruit is not as important as getting a meal on the table. So take help where you can. The fruit will be fine. They take pride in giving you their best things. In fact, I don't even think the quality of fruits were available in the store that were put into my grocery deliveries when I was doing grocery delivery. Now, Mr. B does my groceries, so I don't have to worry about it. But if I was an at-home mom, I would totally be, or a working mom, I would totally be taking care of it either way. Having those groceries picked out for me and delivered. I know Aldi does curbside pickup. I know that you can do it for Walmart. And probably a lot of other stores too. I'm thinking Kroger, Publix. There's places now that they've really taken advantage of this, as a result of what we went through in the last 2 years. So people are starting to use that more and more and more and more. But I always say to take help where you can. So I don't know if you remember watching a show on television, a cooking show called Semi-Homemade. Well, semi-homemade is kind of what we can do here too. We don't have to go to the grocery store and be like the 1950s wife and pick out all of our groceries. We can have them picked out for us and delivered to the trunk of our car, the back of our car. We don't have to make rolls from scratch. Yeast rolls are frozen in the freezer in the grocery store. We don't have to do everything from scratch. Now, you might be a holistic person and that's what you want to do, and you're an at-home mom, and if you have the time to do that, bravo. But if you don't, take the help where you can get it. Take the help where you can get it. Okay, so the other thing you want to do is you want to enlist the help of your family with the things you're doing in your home. So if you're an at-home mom, you have children at home, then you want to enlist your children's help. Don't be afraid of an argument, that your child might argue with you, so you're afraid to discipline them and ask them to do something. You know, discipline doesn't mean you're standing there with the rod and going, you do what I say. No, it just means that you're saying, okay, here's what we're going to do today. You're going to do this, and I'm going to do this, and I'll be right beside you, and it'll only take about 5 minutes. And you do the same thing, the same way you have to become fluent in housekeeping and homemaking is the same way you discipline your children, little bits at a time with consistency. If you have a husband and you work outside the home and he works outside the home, then on Saturday when you're doing your housework, totally enlist his help. You work just like he works. So now he may say, well, I'm taking care of the cars this weekend and I'm taking care of the lawn. Great. Then get your kids to help you with the inside of the house. But on the times when he's not, then you enlist him in that. Mr. B is helping me in this home. You know, it's not a very big home, but it still requires discipline and we have to take care of it. And so he does grocery shopping for me. He mops floors for me. I have a bad back, so he does that. We have a little vacuum called a Eufy, E-U-F-Y, that vacuums the floor for us, but you still have to prepare. I mean, you can still put that off if you're not careful. You have to pick up all the wires and get things out of the way so that the Eufy can do her job, but she does a splendid job, by the way. You know, cleaning the shower, dusting, cleaning the sinks, cleaning the countertops, getting spots out of the carpet if there are any. Those kinds of things are what we have to do on the weekend. And so for you, I know yours will all be different, but think about what you're doing and that you are not the only person. If you're an at-home mom, yes, it's your responsibility. You're the CEO of your home and everything rolls up to you, but it is also your responsibility to educate your children and start getting them involved little bits at a time. Like 9-year-olds can do a load of laundry. In fact, I like all 9-year-olds to be doing their sheets and their laundry, not their towels, but their sheets and their laundry. And 10 years old and 12 and 13 and 14 and 15 and 16 and 17 and 18-year-olds. And when they get into the 16-year bracket, you can say, oh, honey, I'm running late. Can you put a load of towels in for me? Yes, ma'am. Right? So this is the art and this is the fluency of homemaking so that it is not a big deal. It is simply something that is second nature to you. You don't have to think about it. It just flows. Just like a foreign language. When you've learned it, you've mastered it, you're fluent at it, it's no longer foreign to you. It's just a second language. And that's what I want your homemaking to be, a second language. Okay? So think about what I'm saying to you. One other thing I want to mention to you, when you watch this video today, if you're watching this on December 1st, if you haven't already, on Patreon, I am doing a countdown for Christmas. For $5 a month, you can watch a video 5 days a week from now till the end of December. You can cancel at any time, but anytime you sign up for $5, you get that whole month. Okay? If you want to stick with it, that is a mini mentoring session for you that I give you 5 days a week. They're short, they're not long, they're only about 3 to 5 minutes long in general, and they're really helpful. So it's something I would highly encourage you to do, to sign up to be a patron at patreon.com and sign up for the videos. Okay, don't do that. But well, actually, when you watch this, it'll already be the 1st, so that's a perfect time to sign up. Sign up and come and join us. We're going to have a great time doing our countdown to Christmas, and you're catching it at the perfect time. Okay, that's it for today. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I hope you always remember to be beautiful, because you are beautiful.